Lord have mercy. All right, what's up? What's up? We are back with another episode. I want y'all to know we are back with another episode. So make sure y'all are tuned in. We are going live early today because we have a lot that we're going to discuss. And we may even go back live tonight after I get off. And we may even go back live and discuss some things. But this particular live is definitely going to be a little, not too heavy. It's going to be some, not that heavy. But we definitely going back with another live. Last night I actually went to go see the movie Till, about Emmett Till's, about his mother, about him. And it was so emotional, you guys. I literally was in the theater just crying because it was that emotional. So it's definitely a good movie that you all can definitely get into as a family. It's a good, discussion. And, when I was watching the movie, I said, this is why it's important to learn about our history. This is why it's important to learn about Black-owned media, because if it wasn't for Black-owned media, no one would have known about Emmett Till. It was because of them reporting on this, because of Jet Magazine, is because of the importance of Black media. So that's why it's important today to support Black-owned media. So I watched it and I was just crying. I was so emotional. It was just me and a white guy in the theater because the movie just came out. And I was in there and I said, I'm going to tell everybody I know to go support this film. Go support it. And it's definitely, and the lady that, that lied on Emmett Till, she's still breathing today. Even though she's on oxygen tank, she still exists. She's still breathing. And I personally feel like she should have been serving time, in prison for her lies. So I watched the movie and I was like, oh my God, this is just so sad. And let's be clear, this happened in our lifetime, because Emmett Till would have been in his 80s if he would have been alive today. So that's like my grandmother's age. My grandmother's in her 80s, so that would have just, so that happened in our lifetime. So we are definitely have a lot to discuss. So make sure y'all go see that movie. It's named Till, Till. Definitely go see it. Have Whoopi Goldberg. Another actress, I didn't catch her name, but it's definitely good. All right, so let's go. Let's get into these topics. Let's get into Kanye West. The man that has been going on a tirade towards every group that he can find to disrespect has been dropped by Balenciaga. Kanye West have just had one. I'm reading this directly off TMZ because I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued. Let me say that right now. I don't want to get no lawsuit. So we're reading this off of TMZ. Okay. I don't want to get a lawsuit because last time I read an article about somebody getting sued or dropped, I was threatened with a lawsuit. So I'm gonna make it perfectly plain. I'm reading this off of TMZ.com. And they had an article that was written. Let me make sure I make it plain. I'm going to say it again. I'm reading this off of TMZ.com because they reported on it. So I don't want to get a lawsuit because, last time we read something, a person got up early in the morning, was crying and weeping, supposed to be giving her man some of that cootie cat, and they was in there crying and weeping because I read something off of a site. So again, I just want to make that perfectly plain. All right, let's go back into it. Okay. So Kanye West just had one of the most important relationships in the fashion world ended. Balenciaga has reportedly cut ties with Ye. According to the Women's Wear Daily, The French fashion house parent company to Balenciaga has released a statement saying Balenciaga has no longer any relationship nor any plans for future projects related to this artist. While the statement did not expand further, you have to imagine the decision was made after Kanye West responded to anti-Semitic attacks and controversies over the past few months. Kanye and Balenciaga has a long history and most recently partnered with for a Yeezy Gap engineered by Balenciaga collection that sold like wildfire. Kanye also opened Balenciaga Paris Fashion Week show, walking the runway, and generated a ton of attention for the brand. Of course, Kanye has a multi-billion-dollar deal with Adidas, a partnership the brand has reportedly said was under review. And I want to say this because a lot of people, they feel like it's okay to just disrespect people that use anti-Semitic remarks. It's not okay. People need to understand that the Jewish community have helped the African American community. They were some of the big backers of Martin Luther King Jr., some of the big backers for a lot of civil rights organizations. So I don't think it's okay to use anti-Semitic remarks. I feel like that's not cool. I feel like it's not cool to put them in one box and be disrespectful. And I feel like Kanye should lose some deals because what he said was very disrespectful. It wasn't right. And he should lose some deals and get a wake-up call that you just can't not disrespect anybody. You can't do that. And I hope and pray that one day African Americans will garner up their political power and garner up their power that people just can't say anything towards the African American race. So that's what I want to say about that. So I want to say it again. If you are out there and you are saying something disrespectful towards the Jewish community, you deserve to lose deals. You shouldn't say it. Just like when Nick Cannon, when he had brought somebody on the show and he was being very disrespectful, and I'm like, why are you being disrespectful? You didn't even do your research. And then having somebody on there, and then for Kanye West to say this, he didn't have no rabbis on there for they can defend their side, nothing at all. Kanye West just went on this rant, and now he's getting a wake-up call, and he's definitely losing deals. And if y'all disagree with me, he could definitely call into the show. He's very disrespectful. I talked to a couple of my friends that are part of the Jewish community, and they even said that there was very anti-Semitic of what he was saying. And I was like, yeah, I agree. And I feel like you should not talk about a group of people without doing your proper research, in my humble opinion. I feel like Kanye needs to go talk to his doctor. He needs to take his medication. Okay. And go to sleep because he probably not sleeping that good, because I take my medicine. And listen, last night I slept really, really good. I got in from that movie. I was weeping and crying, and I got in my bed and I slept for a good over 8 hours. And I said, let me get up and do an episode and do a show. But I do personally believe that Kanye West deserves to lose deals so he can understand that you can't just go around disrespecting people like that. You just can't go around doing it at all. And I hope that one day he learned from this. And of course, we will open up the phone lines. We will allow you all to call in to give your thoughts. But I'm glad that Balenciaga have dragged him because he dropped him because he deserved to be dropped. And I also believe that, Kanye West is anti-black because he be wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts, and he's very disrespectful to the Black Lives Matter movement. And and not even singing the praises of some of the local chapters of the Black Lives Matter movement that's actually doing great work. Because of some of the chapters of the Black Lives Matter movement, we got laws on the books, we got laws that have changed that have helped the African American community, but yet you want to be disrespectful by wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt. What about wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt? What about wearing All Lives Matter t-shirt? But he just went on and wear the White Lives Matter t-shirt. He's dancing for white folks, and the same white folks that he's dancing for is the same people that have dropped him from a business deal. And then we find out that he don't even have his money in a black-owned bank. He got his money in a white-owned bank, Chase Bank. So they said they're gonna cut ties with him. And I want to see, is he going to put out put his money, the green dollars, in a black-owned bank? I wonder, is he going to put his money into the new bank that, let me see the name of this new bank. Is he going to put his bank in the Greenwood Bank? That's a black-owned bank. Is he going to put his money into One United Bank? That's one of the largest black-owned banks. I wonder, is he going to do that? because he was definitely going on these rants. I wonder. Mm-hmm. And someone just said something so ignorant in the chat. They said, Wiley, there is no such thing as a black-owned bank. You see that? This is why educating yourself matters. Someone just said in the chat that there's no such thing as a black-owned bank. That I don't understand. I don't understand that this person just really commenting and just don't know what they're talking about, because it is black-owned banks that are out there. I just named 2 of them that are out there. So when you naming something like that, there's no such thing. Obviously, you can do your homework. Okay, you gotta do your homework. All right. So I am a fan of Kanye's music, but I'm not a fan of his anti-Semitic remarks. I'm not a fan of that because it's not cool. It's not cool, especially when you have people from the Jewish community put their lives on the line for us to benefit African-American people, to benefit our movement, to benefit our cause. So it's just not cool, but you're not going to talk about that. So definitely understand that Kanye definitely need a wake-up call. I'm not with him with that. I want to make it perfectly clear. And Kim Kardashian is not with him with that. He's literally have been pushed aside. So hopefully he learned his lesson. And I say that humbly. Okay. So we're gonna move on because when we open up the phone lines, if y'all want to call in, let's talk about Chance the Rapper. He decided to like a transgender. Let me make sure I get this right. He liked a post, and if the post that he liked was a transgender model, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to make sure I get that perfectly clear. He liked the post. Chance the Rapper is trending after liking a trans porn tweet, and people was like, "Oh my god, why would you like this tweet?" And so I was like, "Well, what's going on?" And I'm like, I don't see a problem with it because trans, they got some good porn, and so I don't see an issue with it because trans supposed to be women, right? And if he liked it, he just liked another woman's post, even though the woman he probably liked the post, and I saw it, they got a little candy stick sticking out, but they women. So I don't understand the controversy that coming on of him liking a trans post, a porn post. Hey, like it. And they got a little candy stick, but they supposed to be women. So where's the controversy? It's only controversy if you don't believe that they're women, then that would be controversy. But I personally, they are women, even though they got a candy stick sticking out. So you got the little candy stick, but he liked the post, and I don't see an issue, and I don't see a problem with that. And obviously, Chance the Rapper, he does stuff to get his name out there in these streets because he was one of the persons that, bear with me, you guys. He was one of the person that took a picture naked. He was one of the ones that took a picture naked. So he was literally one of the ones. I think he took a picture of his butt or his peen. So anytime people are not talking about Chance, he does stuff to get people to talk about him. And he's good friends with Kanye West. So you already know he know how to do stuff to make people talk about him. So what happened, he liked the post and people were talking about it, and they was like, what's going on with Chance? And I was like, ain't no problem. He liked it. What's the problem of him liking a post with a candy stick? What's the problem? There's nothing wrong with that. As a trans woman is women, period. Drop the mic. And if you don't believe that, then there's something wrong with you. Trans women are, I've met trans women that are more beautiful than cisgender women. I met one trans woman, her name was Cherry. And she looked way better than biological women. Way better. And she was pulling dudes better than biological women because the people that she was hanging around with, Shaquita and Quan, they couldn't really pull good looking men. But Cherry, is a trans woman that I know her name was Cherry, she was pulling some good looking men. And so all the biological cisgender women, they were jealous of Cherry. They was like, oh my God, because she was taking all the men. So that's just what I know. It wasn't Cherry the Boom. Her name was Cherry, from the south side of Chicago. And she was literally taking all the men. And I was like, what? I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do. And people was mad. They was mad at Cherry. They was like, Cherry, why are you taking all the guys? And I would talk to her, and she was just amazing. I even slept with Cherry. It was just amazing. I had an amazing time with her. She had a nice sized candy stick. She smelled good and she knew how to cook. And guess what? She was submissive. She was a submissive woman. She wasn't masculine. Because most of the other girls, they was hard looking, dirty nails. Her nails was clean, and you didn't have to worry about her having her time of the month. She could do it any time of the month. It was really, really good. And her name was Cherry. That was her name. And so I don't know what she had now. I don't even know what she had now. I don't even know if she still live on the south side, because I haven't been on the south side of Chicago in a long time. And so we're definitely open up the phone lines to let y'all call in. But back to Chance the Rapper, I don't see a problem with it. Maybe he liked the women with the candy stick, and maybe he just did this for clicks and views. And let me see if I can reach out to him in a voice note. Let me see if I can reach out to him in a voice note. Give me a second, you guys. Okay, make sure y'all share this live and thumbs up this live, because we live. Okay. If we get 500 likes, I'll come back live tonight. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is Chance the Rapper. Okay. What's up, Chance? I want to know what made you like that post of that trans woman porn on your Twitter. I am literally live right now. We're both from Chicago. I got about 2 million people watching me right now. And so I would like to know what made you like that post. Was it because you like it, or was it because you want to go viral? Let me know. And you can always, call into the show. My show number is 646-716-8447. You have a wonderful day. Peace. So I sent him a voice note, and many of y'all can send him a voice note as well. I sent him a voice note, and let's just see what he is definitely going to do. We definitely sent him a voice note. Hopefully that he respond to our voice note. Okay. All right. We definitely send him a voice note, and hopefully he respond back to our voice note. All right. And I told y'all to reach out to Chance the Rapper, because y'all send stuff. And let me tell y'all something about my audience. Anytime I talk about a YouTube, y'all instantly send stuff to the YouTuber. Just like y'all had sent some stuff to Nick at Night, because I accidentally said that Nick at Night blocked me. So I get a DM from Nick at Night. And I'm like, y'all instantly can reach out to these bloggers. But when I talk about these celebrities, y'all don't reach out to them. I don't understand that. Anybody got time for that? Like, y'all can literally reach out to a blogger in an instant when I talk about them. But when I talk about these celebrities, y'all don't reach out to them. Do y'all send stuff to these celebrities when I talk about them? Do y'all send stuff? Do y'all send this link to this video to the celebrity? Do y'all? And be honest. I'm not gonna be mad if you say no. But I just don't understand why y'all don't send stuff to the celebrities when we are definitely doing commentary on them. All right. Even if the celebrities don't respond, it's power in numbers. It's power in numbers. So y'all could definitely send it to the people, because it's power in numbers. Thank you so very much. Tasha said, I have before. Keep doing it, Tasha. All right? Just send it to her. I'm not a reach out. You gotta, if you over here, if you're a producer, you gotta reach out to the celebrities. Okay? Do it for the Wiley Show. Okay. Now, that was that with Chance Rapper. And I know some people in here is upset about Chance the Rapper, but I'm just going to give my statement about Chance the Rapper. And I feel like he's an incredible artist. I feel like that. And I think he's just doing it to get people. Maybe he's going to have a project that's going to drop. It's something he's going to have dropped. Let me tag him in the story. Give me a second. Let me tag him in the story. Okay, hold on. I don't want to do no real discard. Let me tag him in the story. Okay. Hey, Chance, can you come the Wiley Show? Okay, let's see if he'll come on here. I sent him a voice. I sent him on a story. Okay, there we go. Okay, while we can't share the video when you're dragging us saying trans girl are clean. Listen, I'm just doing commentary, and you all can definitely call in. But I'm telling y'all, back to that girl Cherry, she was clean. She didn't smell like fish, perch. She was really, really clean. She smelled like strawberries. She really smelled really good. She was flawless. In her butt cheeks, it was clean. She wasn't hairy. She was just clean. And she was really, 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 really clean. So that's what I want. And I'm just giving my experience. I'm just giving my experience about, that situation with Cherry. I'm just giving my experience. She smelled like strawberries. She was clean. She wasn't hairy. Okay. And so you all are more than welcome to call in and give your thoughts, but this is what I was saying about it. Okay. I'm just saying she was really, really clean. All right. That was the thing with Chance the Rapper. Now, let's talk about my favorite. Like I love talking about Armon Wiggins. I heard his station here and said I'm Wiley's Nicki Minaj, and Armon Wiggins is one of my favorite people. He's one of my favorite celebrities, and he is just one particular guy that I know, and to see his glow up and to say I know that guy, he's like one of those ones, and I'm not gonna let him go. He's like literally one of my favorite celebrities. I don't even look at him as a blogger. He's like a celebrity, right? He's a celebrity, and I am a fan, and he's like one of my favorites. Even if he do something bad, I'm gonna drag him. If he do something good, I'm gonna sing his praises. But lately, I have been singing his praises. He's like literally one of my favorites, and he went live and about Akbar, and Akbar is ghetto, ratchet, single, masculine. And she was like reaching out to Armon Wiggins, a publicist, reach out to Armon Wiggins and said that Akbar want to talk to him, that Akbar want to have a conversation, and Armon Wiggins refused. And he said Akbar is more than welcome to come on the Armon Wiggins show. And I was like, I was so glad hearing Armon say that. She can come on the show. He don't want to do a backdoor conversation. But like Armon should have just got on the phone with her and recorded it and leaked the recording. I would have done that. So Akbar wanted to reach out, and then Akbar have sent out threats to Armon saying that we gonna that this gonna happen, and I'm gonna get somebody to come after you. It pretty much was just threatening the young man, right? And Armon, only thing Armon did to Akbar is do commentary. He did not disrespect her. He did not misgender her. He was just doing commentary. And Akbar got upset and mad about it. Now, the reason why she's targeting Armon, because everybody don't talk about Akbar. Akbar is not the celebrity that you regularly talk about. And the only reason why she's relevant now is because she's talking about one of my favorite celebrities on the Armon Wiggins show. So, a publicist reached out, and I was with Armon because I feel like, and Armon said something in his show, and I agree. He said, I'm tired of promoting artists and they don't come on the show. And I'm like, there you go. Tell it. And I've been saying that forever. You be promoting and promoting these artists and they don't come on your show. Just like I stopped promoting those chase reality shows. I stopped reviewing them because I'm like, if y'all can't come on my show, I reached out to one of the people and I pre-ordered his album, Aaron. I pre-ordered his album, purchased his album, and he said, I can't come on your show, I'm busy. Why are you going on these other people's shows and they haven't pre-ordered your album? I pre-ordered your album, and I would have sent my followers to pre-order your album. And I said, let me pull it back promoting these chase reality stars because they already think they famous, okay? And I'm gonna just talk about some other stuff. And I've been putting a lot of people on with these chasing shows, with the chasing Atlanta, chasing LA, chasing out. So I kind of like pull it back because I'm like, I'm not gonna keep promoting y'all and y'all don't come on my show, okay? And we have an audience of women that support, okay? They got cash and that will support a show quick, fast, and hurry. So hearing Armon say he's going to stop promoting these female rappers that don't come on the show, I agree with that. And hopefully that Akbar, and I reached out to you, Akbar, you should go on the Armon Wiggins show. You should go on the Wiley show. You would be more relevant going on these shows because nobody's really checking for you, sis. When you release your album, when your records, don't nobody buy them. You know, Nicki Minaj only dealt with you because you're not a threat to Nicki. You can't rap on the same level as Nicki. You can't even rap on the same level as Cardi B. You sound weird. You sound very weird when you rap. You're not on the level of Glorilla. How did the world that Glorilla surpass you, Akbar? And you've been doing female rap longer than Glorilla. How? So that's what I want to say about that. And you can send your goons and all that, and you're going to wind up in jail, and your kids going to wind up with CPS. Okay? Because you can't go around threatening people. Because if you would have threatened me, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to put on my Sherelle's World hat, and I'm going to sue you and get a judgment. Yeah, that's what Sherelle told me. She said she's going to get a judgment. Because if it's that easy, I'm going to get a judgment. You need to focus on your music. That's what I'm saying right there. Focus on your music. You went on Tasha K's show, did nobody even hardly talk about it. It didn't even hardly go viral. And you went on that show trying to cry. Cry for what? You causing all this havoc, and then you went on Tasha's show and you cried like a baby. But yeah, you got all that energy for a mind. If you big and bad, Akbar, go on his show. Do an interview. Go on his show and tell it like it is. If you really got something to say, go on his show. Hit the link. It's free. We know you watching. You ain't doing nothing but take care of them bad kids. Because if them kids anything like you, they bad and wild. And you don't want your kids to see all the stuff that you did, but guess what? They're going to see it. You supposed to be somewhere raising your kids, and you are out there arguing with a man. See, if you had a man, you won't have to argue with a man. All that masculine energy. I'm gonna have to preach a whole sermon. Bring back the feminine women. And that's why she's single. Okay, let me drop the link. We can open up these phone lines. So I definitely want to support Armon in that because he didn't do anything wrong. And Akbar know not to threaten me because I'm gonna take her to court and get a judgment. And then when she threatened Armon, then she said, "Oh no, I didn't mean I went through. I was talking about I'm gonna take him to court. Sue him for what? Because he said you trash." For you to say you don't like Cardi B, you show picking up Cardi B ways just to sue. The only reason why Cardi B won is because Tasha K actually defamed her. But if Tasha K just called Cardi B trash, Cardi B wouldn't have sued her. Tasha K went way beyond the trash part and said other things about Cardi B. Give me a second. I'm going to open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. Give me a second. I think somebody hit the link. Is that Akbar? I don't know. I don't know if that's Akbar or not. Give me a second. Is that Akbar? Hello?
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
I just wanted to know, what is a feminine woman?
Well, for me, what a feminine woman is being submissive to her husband, not being always in the man's face, being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Being obedient. In my understanding, cooking for her, raising her children at home. You know, that's what I'm not going on the internet arguing with men, but cooking your kids meals at home and being submissive and taking care of your man, feeding your man, cleaning up, washing the clothes. That's what I feel like a feminine woman, a submissive woman is. And this is just my opinion. Now, I know what I'm saying probably is going to step on some women's toes.
Not at all.
But I'm just giving my opinion. I feel like Akbar would be more would be more in a successful relationship if she listened to my ideas of what a woman should be. Supposed to be at home, cooking the food, cleaning, but not going around arguing with people, being a thug and being a gangbanger. You're not going to wind up finding love with that energy because you're going to turn off a lot of men from the energy. They'll sleep with you, but they won't make you a wife.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you said she can't rap.
Not at all. I heard that right. Licky, widow, licky, widow. I'm like, what are you doing?
What?
You licky, widow, so a cartoon character. No.
That's just one song of many. She actually can rap.
I heard that one song and I was turned off that voice. I don't want to hear nothing else that she got to rap about. Not at all.
Okay, so going back to the feminine woman part, I don't think that means that you're a feminine woman just because you're cooking and cleaning for your man. You can have a voice as well, Wiley.
Yes.
So you basically
I'm sorry. That said that wasn't Akbar. That was Kayne Garbage. When Kayne, and you from Chicago, it's just that one part. I thought that was Akbar. My apologies. I gotta listen to Akbar verse again. I'm sorry. But that was Kayne Garbage. It was just one of those. It was just one of those voices that I just.
So, Wiley, you're basically saying you can't have a voice, right?
You can have a voice, but it got to be meek. It got to be a humble voice. Meek and humble.
No, sir. You're going to get ran over if you do that. Bye, Wiley.
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay. I'm going to have to listen to Akbar's voice again. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, wow. You're live on the air. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
Hey, so just a few things. With Chance the Rapper, the comedian Corey Holcomb already called him out on that a while back. The comedian Corey Holcomb said, and don't quote me, but he said by the looks of Chance the Rapper's wife having that, what he considered a manly feature, I don't, because I think his wife is pretty. He said that because of how the wife looked and with the strong jaw, that he probably liked men or trans. But don't quote me on it, so I'll just say allegedly. But if you go back and look at the videos, he talked about it. Another thing, now we know you was talking about Cherry the Boom, but you're gonna say you're not. But I just want to say this, that there are some beautiful trans women out there. One, I have to agree with someone in the comments, is the sexy Lexi. Her body is not botched like some of them. She looks really good. Also, Akasha is another one. I'm one of those females. I don't have a problem with trans. But you do have some trans women who they do, to me, in my opinion, they don't like women. Like Hope Giselle. I don't care for Hope Giselle. Hope Giselle creates a lot of drama. So I believe she's one of those women who don't, she's one of those trans that do not like cisgender or biological women. And a lot of times,
I like Hope. You don't like Hope at all?
You can like Hope, but I don't like Hope, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't like Hope.
Okay.
And that's because there she is sitting up on Bigo with someone named Bay Sade, who talked so much trash about T.S. Madison, because you remember when T.S. Madison had Cherry the Boom on her show. And Bay Sade said that Cherry the Boom sexually assaulted her and was going in on T.S. Madison. So I'm like, why is Hope Giselle talking to someone who had all this animosity and all this hatred for her friend? And I know I'm jumping from one subject to the other, and I do apologize, just trying to get this all out so somebody else can come up. But that's one reason why I don't like Hope Giselle. And then Hope Giselle brought up a point of Flame Monroe not liking her. People should pay attention to what Flame Monroe says about people. When Flame Monroe has a feeling about people, now that I see it, I see where she's coming from. Because Hope Giselle said that Flame Monroe didn't like her, and I see why. And then also Flame Monroe doesn't like Jason Lee. Flame Monroe just doesn't like people who are snakes and flakes. So anyway, but a lot of these trans women, from what I understand, always have a problem, and some of them have a problem with women, and they're so violent. They spew this hatred because of their hormones. You know, they have to take these hormones, and it just has them feeling all types of ways or whatever. So I'm just one of those who I don't. Some of the people, they may get offended.
Your show is scheduled
about
in 39 seconds.
All right. I'm sorry, the phone line's been up. Go ahead, ma'am.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna make it quick. Some people, they have problems with trans, but then you have some trans who they just spew all this hatred for us. I pay it no mind, because sometimes I look at it as hatred because I have what they weren't born with. But yeah, Chance the Rapper, I'm not surprised.
All right, thank you so very much. Okay. Wow, we're gonna go to the next person that's backstage.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Blog Talk Radio.
All right, let's go backstage. Hello, you're live. Can you hear me? Norma? You there? You backstage? Okay, maybe you need to call in, Norma. All right. The number is 646-716-8447. Let me put the number on the screen, and I'll type the number in the chat again. You can hit the link or you can call in. All right. Okay, here we go. 2984.
Hey, Wiley, how are you?
Doing wonderful. How are you doing?
That's awesome. That's good. I just want to ask you, when you talk about like women being submissive, like you talk about that like being your standard. So do you also expect for the woman to have standards as well when it comes to like a relationship?
Absolutely. I think that a woman should be with a man that's going to be a provider, that's going to take care of her financially, that's going to be a provider of the home, that's going to be the leader. I don't feel like women should be with a man that she have to take care of that man, that she got to be financially, give the man her finance and give the man her car, and he don't have a car, and so I believe that as well. I'm more speaking from a traditional sense of what a woman should be, and maybe my ideas is outdated. I don't know, but I talk to a lot of women, and they email me and they write in. They say, Wiley, you're definitely telling the truth. And this is why I'm submissive, because I always can keep a man. And so that's just my opinion about it. And I know I get a lot of pushback, from some women, typically the masculine ones, that don't have a man and very aggressive. They come at me very hard. They say, oh, what you said, go back to the 50s. This is 2022. And then they're single. And sometimes you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, wow, I'm the problem, and this is why I can't keep a man.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it has to be a balance. I don't really necessarily see anything wrong with a man being at home, because we're in 2022, so I don't see anything wrong with a man being at home, like being a stay-at-home dad, and a woman being a provider.
That's a weak man. Stay-at-home dads are very weak. They're very weak. I don't even want to be friends with a man that's a stay-at-home dad. You cooking the food, you checking the kids. No, absolutely. I can't even imagine myself being a stay-at-home dad and my woman is paying the bills. My woman, that's you very weak. Weak. I don't want to see no stay-at-home dad with an apron on and you cooking the food. Absolutely not.
sound kind of like my professor there. He's my mentor. He's my former college professor. He's actually retired now. But you sound like him. But I don't have an issue with it. But I just wanted to get your take on that, because again, I do feel like it has to be a balance. Like, if you want a woman to be submissive in a sense, like, then you should be dominant, not just like in demeanor, but like, okay, like finances and, you know, being the leader of the household, like you said, as well. So I do agree with that. It was something else that I wanted to say. I kind of lost my train of thought. We were talking about like being submissive and everything. I did want to say something about the whole Kanye West thing. So I grew up in a Black and Jewish community. And one thing I will say, I don't agree or support with like grouping, like making like general statements. I don't agree with that. But being someone who grew up in a Black and Jewish community, there is a hierarchy, a such thing as a hierarchy of oppression. There is. And one of the things that I experienced, this is my experience, growing up in a Black and Jewish community, it was very segregated. So your next door neighbor could be a Jewish family, could be like Orthodox, devout Jews, and there's like really no camaraderie. I mean, sometimes there may be like, oh, hey, how are you? You may speak to one another, but they were very separate, and still is very separate in terms of like how they live their lives and who they let into their circles. So I don't agree with the general statements that Kanye was making, but I do understand what he was trying to say. I just feel like he should have maybe consulted with like a historian, or consulted with like maybe someone who was more educated, so that he could properly convey. Because one of the things I noticed about him, I'm a huge Kanye West fan and still am, is that he can be very scatterbrained. And I think sometimes, like when I can see sometimes when he tries to communicate, he's like all over the place. But it appeared as though he was trying to communicate that, like the hierarchy of oppression and things like that, because some of the things that he was saying had some truth to it. And I don't know what you mentioned having like Jewish friends, but I've talked to individuals and read stories about individuals who are Jewish, and they will say and admit that they are perfectly aware of the hierarchy of oppression, and that some Jews may not identify as white, but they certainly use their white appearance as to their benefit when it comes to white privilege in America. So that is not something that it's just like.
But I think it's unfair to just group everybody in the same box. That's why I just give him pushback.
Yeah,
because it's some great people in every community, and I feel like if we do that, then you give power to conservative to say Black, oh, y'all in gangs on welfare, and you on welfare. I'm Black. I'm not in the gang. I'm not on welfare. So it's just not good just to group everybody into the same box. And me personally, I personally agree with being segregated, having your own. As a Black community, I would love to have a Black town with Black schools, Black hospitals, providing for the Black race. I would love that, and that's one of the things when I was watching the Emmett Till movie last night. And one of the things was, Emmett Till's mother, she had to go to Mississippi, but she stayed in a Black town, for protection. And that Black town was a Black surgeon. I forgot the Black surgeon name that actually invested in the town. They had pools where Black kids can actually be in a pool together. So I appreciate that, where you have Black economics. And I wish that Kanye would put some of those billions into the Black ecosystem, into helping the Black community, because he talk a good game, but he's not actually doing anything to help Black people or as a whole. Now, if he was actually out here doing that, rather than wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt and actually gifting it to homeless Black folks, he was giving it to homeless people instead of giving them opportunities and teaching them how to, work on their credit and investing in them to give them housing and shelter and education. that's what I will agree with Kanye trying to do, but he's spending his energy talking about another group of what they're doing. But what are you doing with your power and resources to help the Black community? Because he got a lot of resources.
I think that one of the things that he was trying to say was that, yes, you can, give back, you can do whatever you can, but there's still going to be restrictions because the hierarchy of suppression. If you think about it, who owns social media?
But again, let me push back. We got a Black man that owns fan base. See, this is what I want to understand about Kanye. You talking all of this, but you're not investing in the Black owned stuff. We got a social media site called Fanbase that is owned and operated by a Black man. So Kanye, why don't you use your resources, your celebrity, to invest in a Black-owned social media instead of investing in a white-owned social media, instead of begging white people? This is why I don't understand Kanye, because he's talking, but you're not putting your money where your mouth is into something that is Black-owned. That's what I'm not understanding. And Kanye, you're getting dropped by Balenciaga, but why are you not investing in your own fashion house and making your own fashion house to be able to compete with these white fashion houses? So this is why I'm on. Like, Kanye talking a big game, but he ain't really doing nothing with his resources to help the Black community.
So I agree. I do agree with that part of what you're saying to a certain degree, but at the same time, when it comes to look at it from like kind of like a little bit of a bigger picture. Okay, so when you have individuals like right wing, you have politicians or individuals who have certain beliefs, and these beliefs are towards African Americans. Where is the same outrage with the Jewish community, because they own social media? Where is the outrage? He cannot do it by himself.
But what I'm saying is, it's a start. It is a start. It is a start by him using your celebrity and power.
The Black community and the rest of the ethnicity should have that same outrage.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is, with Kanye, what is he doing by using his resources to make Fanbase the next hot thing, and it's owned and operated by a Black man? Candace Owens said something. Oh, Kanye is the first African American to own his own social media site. Wrong. Isaac Hayes III, I believe that's his name, actually is the first one to own his own social media site named Fanbase, and he's actually raising millions of dollars. Why Kanye West haven't donated some of his millions in Fanbase? That's what I'm not understanding.
We support this particular community that does very little in controlling.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. What is Kanye West doing with his money? What I'm speaking about what are you? I'm not worried about what another community not doing for the Black community. I'm like, what is Kanye West doing with his resources to help the Black community?
I'm talking about the continued support that is being given to these platforms.
I understand that, but we also have to put money where our mouth is, because we do have a Black-owned site called Fanbase where you can go live. How many African Americans that is conscious supporting that? Y'all complain about Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook and YouTube, but y'all don't go where the Black people, where it's Black-owned. That's what I'm not understanding.
Listen, I'm a fan of yours, so if you said, look, I can't speak for anyone else, but you as a Black content creator, you identify as a Black man, correct?
I identify as a Black man, absolutely. Correct. And I believe that we should be supporting Black. I believe that.
Fan base, I support you. If you say, look, my fan base, I want to go over here because I want to be more supportive of Black platforms, I will follow you.
Absolutely, and you should go. And I'm telling Kanye to do the same thing that I'm doing. Go over there to Fanbase.
It's not just on. What I'm saying is, it's not just on Kanye.
But Kanye doing the talk. But it's a start, ma'am. I hear what you're saying. But Kanye West is doing all that talking. Kanye West doing all that talking. And my main question, when I found out that he have all his money, a lot of his money in Chase Bank, I'm like, bruh, why you ain't putting all of that in a Black-owned bank so they can have the power and the resources to give to Black families to own businesses, to give the resources so they can have mortgages? You know what I'm saying? So Kanye can do a lot to help the Black community. He's doing all this talking, and all he's doing is just rah and not really putting his money where his mouth is. If you're tired of these other organizations and these other sites, then put money where your mouth is that will appreciate you, just like fan base will. Just like when Snoop Dogg got his Instagram shut down temporarily, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go on fan base." They gave his Instagram back, and he didn't never go on fan base. That's why I'm not. He didn't even do fan base like that. So that's why I'm not understanding. These celebrities, when they get blocked from Instagram, they want to complain. Oh my gosh, how can you do this? But they won't give half of their energy to a black-owned site. That's what I'm not understanding.
And you know what? I agree with you 100%. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to go because there's other people calling in. Just like you have a voice, and some of these other content creators have a voice, go after them. Go after the Snoop Dogs. Go after, some of these other celebrities, these African-American celebrities that claim like they're in support of the Black community, but they're not going to these Black platforms. How about, yes, we go after them and say, hey, why are you investing your money into these white-owned banks and these white-owned platforms, and you're not investing? Well, that's what I'm saying. It needs, if we're going to tackle this or say something about it or speak up, it needs to be for everyone, not
Absolutely.
just a Kanye West, because he's only one person.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying. But I support you, Wiley.
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you so very much. Okay, the phone lines is open, you guys. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, 3825. You're live on the air. 3825. Hello. Can you hear me? 3825. Okay. 1334.
Hey, Wiley, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Hi, great. You know what? I wanted to say about Kanye. Did you see that Piers Morgan interview? Kanye looks like he ain't bathed in a week. That jacket was so dirty. No, I'm not kidding. That jacket was filthy. Did you see it? It was filthy. I couldn't believe a grown man would come on TV to do an interview. He was filthy. I mean, absolutely filthy. The jacket was filthy, so I know his body was filthy. You could just feel it icky through the screen. I feel so. I don't know. I don't feel real sorry for him, but I do, as a person who can understand that if you have a mental problem, a lot of times you're not thinking rationally. So I'm going to give him that. But
because I want to tell you, when I was going through when I was manic and doing what I was doing, I wasn't bathing. Like when I wasn't, I was, yeah. So
I know
that would be out of comment if he not bathing.
I know, because he was filthy. He was just filthy, and I noticed that. But I wanted to mention you and Mrs. Sherelle's World and your lawsuit. Do you still have your lawsuit?
I have not
work yet.
I have not got served any paperwork for.
That was the funniest stuff. You know what? I didn't even know Cheryl's World. I'm like you, and I kind of looked at her, but I don't watch white housewives of something. So she talk about all the white folks. So that I ain't into that. I ain't in too much to the black ones, but I still ain't worried about what the white ones doing. But I thought she was just a nice housewifey lady. That lady got so bad, she started calling all kind of B's and MFs. She brought herself so down. She got herself so low. She made people, she just made the situation bring her so low. And because I've been in the business and I'm trying to help the young people. I think, Mr. Rell, you and your old husband, y'all should have stayed y'all asses out of it, because you belittled yourself and your little prissy husband, who I didn't even know that was your husband, because he sit back and almost like you got to give him permission to speak. But you know what, Wiley? I hope you know, I know harm comes to you. I enjoy your show because you make me laugh. That's all I want, is some laughs. I don't really like people dogging people and dragging, not being malicious and really ugly, but get a few laughs I'll go along with it. But you my boy, Wiley. So I'm gonna keep hanging with you. So thanks for taking my little comment. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you so very much. Okay. The phone lines is open. If y'all definitely got something to say, that is the phone lines. Definitely is open. The number is 646-716-8447. She said something that Kanye looked like he haven't. Babe, I remember when I was manic and I wasn't showering, bathing, and my friend Jonathan Flake said, you need to take a shower. Get up and take a shower. I was so depressed. I was so manic. And I didn't bathe. And then I finally went to his house, Jonathan Flake's house, and I took a shower, put on the clothes that he had, clean clothes, and I went to the library, and then that's where that destruction happened. But yeah, I remember when I wasn't bathing. I just wasn't. I was extra loud. I was talking about stuff and all over social media, at work being loud, belligerent, going off on employees. So I definitely remember that. And so I definitely, have some sympathy for Kanye a little bit. But I look at the other part like, bruh, like you got the resources. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the resources. Everything that in order for me to get my medicines because of a nonprofit, because it's free. And I'm literally on a waiting list to see a therapist. So, but yeah, you got the coins and the money to see a therapist right now to get the best therapy ever. You know what I'm saying? To get the best medication ever. And so, yeah. And so I feel like the media have done a disservice because what they're doing, they're putting a camera in Kanye's face instead of telling him he needs to go get help. All right. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. Yes, Wiley is different. Kanye has the resources. He's a billionaire. They said, when I call, I can tell me that I'm only going to listen. I'm supposed to wait until someone comes on the line. Yes, you can definitely call in. The phone lines is open. You just wait and the phone lines is open. T-Time said, I invested in Fanbase. I'm actually on Fanbase right now because Roland on Fanbase. Let me see what Roland talked about.
A year ago, I actually launched my OTT platform because I'm a firm believer in owning. I don't want to ask somebody else for permission to do something. So when I launched my show 4 years ago, Roland Martin Unfiltered, the goal was always to create platform, and so we launched the Black.
That's what I feel. So I'm a huge fan of. Roland Martin. I'm a huge fan of Roland Martin, and that's what it's all about. Supporting Black. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the complaining. Just support Black. All right. So, and that's what I got it from. All right. Next caller 0750 last 4 0750. You live on the air.
Hey Wiley, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. Okay, Wiley. You know what I want to see you do a show on? I want to see you do a show on women being submissive or that topic in particular, because that's something that always comes up. And I'm sure everybody has their own opinions on what submission is and who should be submissive, because I don't believe in all that, Wiley, that every woman, they just automatically should be submissive to a man. Like, there's a lot of women out here. We've been raising kids and doing things on our own because you talking about a man leading. There's a lot of men out here ain't leading, nor are they capable. So a lot of women, we're out here used to being strong and taking care of our own. And when this white man comes along, a female is just not gonna give up her power to a man, after she's been doing it so long on her own. Like, that's something a man has to earn. That just doesn't automatically come. And also, I don't agree with women being submissive. I heard you made a comment about women say, oh yeah, that's why I always have a man, because I'm always submissive. No, I don't agree with that either, because every man don't deserve a woman to be submissive to them, because every man ain't a leader. But thank you, Wiley. Love you and love the show. And yeah, you need to do a show on submissive. Okay?
All right. I definitely will do it. And I want to say, and I concur. I concur with that. And then we definitely will do it with a panel. I want to make sure that I make it plain that you don't have to be, you should be submissive to a no good trifling man. No, I don't think that you should give that man that power, because most men will abuse that submissiveness and, you know what I'm saying, and will take advantage of you. That's only deserving for a man that is a real leader. And there's still some good men
It's
out
true.
there that are great leaders out there. And hopefully one day that, you know, some more relationships in the Black community come about, because it's a lot of women that I meet, they're single, you know, they're taking care of the kids, and they have to chase down a man to pay child support, etc. So I don't think that you should be submissive to a woman that, I mean, to a man that is not a good man, that is trifling and that wants you to pay all the bills, and that want to drive your car and get tickets and mess up your car because they
I know
don't
that's
have good
right.
credit to have a car. So that submissive is only deserving for a good man, not for a boy that's not that's a man in age but still a boy in action. So thank you so very much.
I agree.
Thank you so
But
very
I
much.
want to see you do that show, Wiley.
All
Love
right.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Somebody said, how was the Till movie? The Till movie was very emotional. I cried. It's really good. Everybody should go out and see it. And because of what they're doing in America, by right now, I just learned, I think in Texas or Florida, they no longer want to call it slavery. They want to call it involuntary relocation. So they're trying to take the word slavery out of schools. And this is why it's so important to be educated. And this is why it's so important for you to be on school boards. This is why it's so important to be in the state representative house. This is why it's so important to be a governor of your state, to actually apply pressure to these branches of government, because now they're trying to take away slavery out of the school and call it involuntary relocation. 2956 caller, you're live on the air.
Hello,
Welcome,
Wiley.
welcome to the Wiley Show.
Hey, Wiley. I'm glad you cleared that up with the submissive information in regards
Absolutely.
to women. I agree with you. That was God's proper order.
Absolutely.
He did have an order, and it was broken in the very beginning with Adam and Eve, because Eve took the apple. But if you remember, God punished both of them, because he said to the man, if you were looking out for Eve the way I told you to, she wouldn't have been subject to take that apple. So he punished both of them. And it's the same thing now, like the caller did before me. She was right. And I was just happy you agreed with her, because women do take that role. They shouldn't take that role. That's not their proper role, but somebody's got to do it if they don't step in. So I think when you get that belt buckle out and you start talking about women being more submissive, you gotta go after the head, and the head is the man. And if he's not doing his job, then the woman's not going to do her job, and that's why it's out of balance.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to make that statement, but I'm glad, Wiley, that you understand, because I was like, wow.
Absolutely, I understand. No, I'm glad. Yes, I understand.
Wiley is setting up over there. I love how Wiley, he popped up. I got to call in. But I'm glad you understand. I agree with you, but it does take two, and the head should be the example. If he's not going to do it, then a woman naturally is going to just do what she got to do to take care of her kids.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You know, Black men really do need to stand up. They really do, because they're doing it now to the white women. These white women are running around being baby mamas, and they got to take care of their kids. They're getting pushed into that role that Black women have been being pushed into. I'm sorry, but it's true.
Absolutely.
So, that's it.
Thank you so very much.
You, Wiley.
Love you too.
Okay.
Right,
bye-bye.
bye-bye. Let's go to the next caller. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley. Can you hear me? I'm driving.
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
All right. So I was just wondering. Actually, I want to say I really appreciate that you gave Armon his props regarding the entire situation with him and Jason. So I was just wondering though, what made you want to defend Armon after everything that you've said about him in the past?
Because in this situation with Jason Lee, Armon didn't do anything wrong. and Jason Lee is just a narcissist. And so I was calling the behavior out. And I was like, when Armon showed those receipts, that even made me say, you know what, I have to speak out on this, because not only did Jason Lee speak down to Armon, I had to be able to say, okay, this is wrong. You know, Armon did not do anything wrong. And I spoke up for him. And in this situation, now tomorrow it may be different. We may be back beefing and going back and forth on station on or whatever. But in this case, Armon did not do anything wrong. He did everything right. And so I had to speak up on this. And we ran a poll. And I was saying, let me poll my people to see where their headspace is at concerning this Armon Wiggins and Jason Lee. And when I put this poll out, I was like, wow, it shocked me about the support that was given to Armon. 5% said they're on Jason Lee's side. 95% said they're on Armon Wiggins' side. And over almost 2,000 people have voted. That's 95% is on Armon Wiggins' side. 95. That's a blowout.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's valid. I appreciate you being able to just be transparent about the situation. So I feel usually I listen to your show and really enjoy it. You're very, very intelligent. And I think a lot of people disregard the fact that you're really smart because of the amount of trolling that you do on your channel. But I see over all that. So I was just wondering, right? You made some points about being submissive. Do you count what qualifies a man to be deserving of submission?
A good man.
Income bracket, wife, looks, what is it?
A provider of the home, bringing home the bacon, and doing that, being a provider for the children, being a disciplinarian for the children. And so that's what I believe that a submissive woman should come about. That gives the order, that gives a balance in the household. And so that's what I believe in. And if people disagree with me on that, they can always, call in or write me a letter or an email. But that's what I'm on. That's being submissive on that.
Okay, so do you think black women, I don't want to sound any kind of way, but so you do think that black women are single and usually don't get married? Do you think it's that because they're not submissive enough? Do you think
I think they became away from their natural order of being submissive because they had to do it all. They had to provide for the children. They had to do this. So they will pick up traits that typically a man should have because they're doing it all. They're playing two roles, right? They got to be the mama and the daddy. Okay. And so, but if they were to find a good and if they were to find a good man that's going to be a provider, then maybe they will go back to their natural order of being submissive.
So naturally, you feel as though like black women.
That's not in their natural order. No, that skill set of developing that masculinity that comes about of them just being single and just with the children and work and all of that. But once they can go back to that natural order of being submissive if they had a good man and a leader. You know what I'm saying? A provider, so they don't have to work 80 hours a week.
Right. I don't know too many black women that are working 80 hours a week.
I know. So, I know some black women that work 2 jobs. I know a lot. I've been black all my life, so I know.
I'm sorry. All right. Thanks for answering my
Thank
call.
you so much.
What I was trying.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you so very much. 0987, caller, you live on air.
Hello, is that me?
Yes, it is. Good afternoon.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Child, the last caller. Okay, but I wanted to talk about Kanye.
Yes.
I think Kanye is very dangerous. And I feel like a lot of people are turning away from Kanye because of how he started. And it does seem like the money changed him. And it's not like, I don't think people were ever against him for actually being with Kim Kardashian, but it just seemed like to go further downhill when he started to get with her, you know. And the point that you made earlier about doing business with Black and, you know, trying to do everything in the Black, I totally agree. Like, I feel like that's something that he should do. And other, like he said on Drink Champs, I believe he said that him and Diddy were talking about doing a bank or some sorts like that. But I just think like he's dangerous and that it's so much more deeper. Like, we really do need to pay attention to what's going on in our government, locally and on the federal level. Like, we really need to pay attention. And just to call attention to what the last caller said, when they talk about Black women being submissive and like you said, coming back into our role, it goes so much more deeper than that. And so when people just put it on a surface level, like she said, I don't know any Black women that work 80 hours a week. Well, you probably haven't been to where Black women really live. Like you said, I know Black women who work 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? But it's so much more deeper, going back to Jim Crow, going back to like everything, welfare, everything is so much more deeper. And I also want to say before I go, I just appreciate like the content that you give. It is vast, but I like that I can actually come and hear something across the board that will benefit me and also that will make me laugh. I'm just very, you know, excited for you, happy for you, especially with this like political kind of view that you're going. I hope that you get to meet up with Mr. Roland Martin, because I watch him as well. I'm a follower of him as well.
Did you get his book? I got his book. White,
very dangerous.
Did you get his book? Speaking about Roland, did you get his book?
No,
White
not
Fear?
yet, but I want to get his book.
Go get his book, because he laid out that about white people. And one thing he said about Kanye, we have to stop feeding the beast of Kanye West, because the more you feed him, the more he speak, the more he's get more ignorant. And so they don't mind interviewing Kanye West, and Kanye West is very strategic of shows that he go on. He don't go on a lot of, like, he's not going on Black media like Roland Martin, you know, because he would get a lot of pushback on Roland Martin's show, because Roland will give him the facts, but he's going on shows with people. And shout out to Chris Cuomo. He even questioned Kanye West, and Kanye got mad. Kanye got upset about that, because he didn't just allow him just to spew out stuff without challenging that opinion or those thoughts.
And you know what? I believe that they do need, like, people need to understand that your First Amendment right comes with limitations. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much more deeper. I am going to get Roland Martin's book, but I just want people to know that he is very dangerous. Anybody that is against the Black agenda, and let me be clear when I say it. When I say this goes to everybody that comes into this country, because people often say that we're immigrants. I'm not a child or a descendant of an immigrant. Let's get that, clear. But when people come to our country as immigrants, African Americans, Black Americans have fought for those people to have rights that we still fight for in our country. And I feel, how dare you come into the country and be against the people that made it what you want to be in. So if you're not with the Black agenda, and that the Black agenda to me is just not the African American or the Black American. The agenda is for everybody to be treated the same. It shouldn't be that, my brother could go and rob a bank and get 30 years, but Timmy down the street gets 5 and the rest on probation because he was such a good boy. They couldn't believe that, his mom had some kind of problem. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's how I feel. Absolutely. But, anyway, thank you, Wiley.
Thank you.
Continue doing good work. You're doing God's work, man. I pray Roland Martin hears you, because I do be seeing that you be promoting his book. But God bless you, brother.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. I'm gonna meet Roland one day. That's definitely gonna happen.
You will. I speak that into existence.
Seek it. Thank you.
You speak the truth, Wiley. One more thing.
I just want to praise you too, brother, because it'll be people that try to condemn you for opening up about depression and bipolarism and any kind of mental illness. God bless you, brother, because you're making a platform for other people to come that they don't have to feel alone.
Thank you.
And the things that they're feeling, that they're thinking, they're not by themselves. So bless you, brother.
Thank you so very much for that. Thank you. All right, I think we down to the wire here. We're going to the last caller. Anonymous, you live on air.
Oh,
here we go. Okay. That's why she get to call in early, because this is the early time she call in. All right, thank y'all so very much for y'all support, and thank y'all so very much for calling in. This was great. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video. Make sure we get some thumbs up. Yeah, she called it early because at night the kids be wearing her out and stuff like that. If you are a Wiley Show supporter, because when we go live at 10, she don't call in because them kids got her woe out. All right, and that's what she does. Nevertheless, we wish her well. She gets some entertainment from the Wiley Show. For that, she's a single Black woman, not in a relationship, and we definitely definitely getting our props. Thank y'all so very much for tuning into the Wiley Show. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to the channel. Also, our birthday is right around the corner. Our cash app is $Marquise Wiley 28. If you want to contribute, it goes right back into the platform, whether we buying shirts for the show, lights, cameras, getting tickets to go to other cities and stuff like that. So that's our goal. Like in 2023, we want to travel more for the Wiley Show. In order to travel, that costs money. So you can contribute to the Wiley Show at $Marquise Wiley 28. Also, too, our P.O. Box. If you want to contribute and give some stuff to the Wiley Show, like cases of water, any t-shirts that you want to give us, I wear size 3XL in t-shirts. Don't try to get the pants. I'm actually going to get fitted for pants, and so we will get the right size for pants. So that'll be coming soon. So if you want to send me some pants or something, as of right now, just send the shirts, or you can send a check or a money order, rent it out to Marquise Wiley, and the P.O. Box is 701122. Dallas, Texas 75370. Again, that's P.O. Box 701122, Dallas, Texas 75370. And you can definitely follow me on Twitter at Wiley Show, WILEYSHOW. And we are on TikTok. Let me make sure I give y'all the right TikTok. We are definitely on TikTok where we post clips. We're gonna be doing some story times over there. We got 181 followers. We need to get to 200 by today. You can follow us at Wiley Show, at WILEYSHOW, because we're definitely on TikTok. So make sure you all show us some love over there on TikTok, okay? We're definitely on TikTok. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you all so very much for that. You can definitely send any check or money order to the P.O. Box. Thank you so very much for the support. Shout out to Dallas. Thank you all so very much for that. Our birthday is November 11th, and so we're actually $1 per year. So that's $32 per subscriber. So if you want to contribute for our birthday, we did it last year. That was great. We want to do it again, $1 per year if you want to be a financial blessing to the Wiley Show, because we give y'all a lot of entertainment. Thank you all so very much. And we will see y'all in the next video. All right. Thank y'all. Gotta go. And don't forget to email me some topics, and whatever we didn't get to talk about that I should talk about, you can always email me at wileyshow@gmail.com. If you have any topics that we should discuss that we did not discuss, you can always email me at wileyshow@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we did in this video. Peace.